Give me a hell yeah. Let me talk to you.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings. Big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We
Deuce and Mo. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the
Why are we
Kings,
wearing a
it's my
team
favorite.
uniform
I can't
tonight?
get over that. I feel like we should put a number on it and feel like we're going in a game.
Deuce and Mo.
It should say Mason on the back.
Basketball sickos unite. The Kings get it done on the home floor. How we doing from the Friday?
What up, Deuce?
Hey.
Hey, Morgan.
Hello. Hello.
I'm rooting for y'all.
Yeah.
Let's go, Kings.
They found a way tonight against those pesky, the tough Utah Jazz.
Utah's too big for the Kings.
No. Malik Monk, Zach LaVine, and the Kings get it done on the home floor, making a bit of Golden One Center history tonight. First time in Golden One Center history that the Kings have won their home opener in front of fans. In front of fans.
Yeah.
Give me a hell yeah.
Deuce told that stat to Malik Monk tonight in our post-game interview with him.
I could barely hear him, to be honest. It was so loud in that building.
Oh,
The building was electric late in this game, especially when they won. When Sabonis had the and-one the putback with a chance for an and-one opportunity.
yeah.
Missing a free throw.
Potential and one opportunity.
It was just electric. And then the end of the game when Dennis Schroeder clamped Keontae George.
That's what he did. Clamped.
Man,
Clamped.
what are you doing?
That's
What
what
are
he
you doing?
And that's what he said to him. What are you doing?
Wow, I'm looking at the chat. People begging for fog. Interesting.
Ooh.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. I don't know if there's gonna be fog. That fog is a must. I have new toys, you know.
Well, maybe I told you need to find the pyro that can work in small spaces. What are you doing?
Where's the fog machine?
It's not over there. I thought you just were going to use your new podcast toy.
Yeah, I am. But here's the problem with me. You gotta give the people what they want.
You're manipulated by everyone?
Okay, Morgan.
Why are
if
you
you
yelling at
go
me?
and see NSYNC play and they don't sing
Bye, bye, bye.
everybody.
Deuce, that's Backstreet Boys.
It's a joke, thank you. But my point is, you gotta play the hits, right?
I
Is
mean,
there some fog in this shit?
I cannot believe you're actually doing this. Oh, Bojack, you're going to hate your life. Yeah, you're going to hate your life,
Oh, I don't know
Bo.
where the cord is. Chat, how are we doing? How are we feeling after this win, by the way?
Oh my God. As Deuce gets his fog, I don't hate the fog. Morgan does not hate the fog at all. It just, I don't know if you know, Deuce has lied to you over the years. The podcast studios, not big. 100 square feet?
Times that by 10,000.
Times that by 10,000 if you didn't hear.
In all honesty,
What?
I don't know where the cord is.
Let me see. Oh, wow. It needs a whole plug-in cord. Well, maybe people, I mean, you should have knew the people. You should always know what the people are going to ask for.
You know what? How about this? Hey, Kings, get a boy. why am I struggling
And
already
stop
tonight?
doing that even when you struggle.
Get above 500 and you'll get some damn fog. How about that, people?
Give me a hell yeah.
Get above 500. You'll get. They played 2 games.
I'm so curious to see what the vibes are like from the live chat tonight about this game, because it was just, it's so, I don't know. It's hard to know how to feel about things, but I'm like, dude, they got it done and they won a home opener. Like, are we gonna be mad about that?
I feel excited
Yeah.
and good about this. Like, especially with the way that I saw the Jazz take on the Clippers the other night. Like, obviously they're not going to do that every night. But it wasn't a fluke from what I was watching. Like, they were playing good on both ends. So, and they're big.
Well, we appreciate all those joining us live late on the Friday night. The biggest thing you can do to help our channel grow, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Make sure to comment after the show too. That helps us grow this bad boy. Okay. Any other thoughts before we get started? That you're gonna give some love to the people watching us live?
Oh, yes, please.
hi.
Say hi, everybody watching this live.
6128 is here.
Oh my God, of course. Of course. Thank you, party
T.
people.
Kubler says, lost to a fellow tanking team. ... Not good.
What?
Oh.
I cannot do that this year.
You can't be doing that. You can't be mentioning that game to it this season.
But
that's so lame.
But they're also expressing how they feel.
And guess what? I don't care how they feel.
Well, you were expressing how you felt. You
My
were like,
feelings matter more.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, Corey, Jesse
Not
James?
true.
What's up, Sean and Colston, the baby daddy? West Sac Kings fan, been a member for 40 months. Appreciate
Thank you.
that. What's up, Fred? What's up, Brian and Donald James? Shout out to Christopher Walker. Shout out is here. Ed, yo, Bolo. What's up, Jesse James? Gooey Skill. K-Rod.
I saw someone on a comment, Morgan, chill, bro. It's just fog. That was funny.
Well, we appreciate you guys being here tonight. Let's talk about what just went down tonight between the Kings and the Utah Jazz. What's going on, Morgan?
I don't know. You're hearing that noise too, right?
Hold on.
Is Carlin chewing on something? Oh, we're both hearing things like, what the hell? He ain't happy. He ain't happy. He's like, I need attention. Well, Carlin, you'll get attention in here. The crowd loves you. Get your paralyzed ass back in here.
He's a hyper boy right now. I think he's amped up after this Kings win over the Utah Jazz. Let's talk about Deuce and Mo. We're coming down to 3, 2, 1. Back in studio, thank God.
Give me a hell yeah.
Hit my music!
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
What am I doing? You think we're starting the podcast without a little bit of life? A little bit of juice? Tonight, the Sacramento Kings did something they've never done in Golden One Center history. And that's win a home opener in front of their fans! The last time was 2020. There were cardboard cutouts everywhere. Tonight, the Utah Jazz came to town in Sacramento. Down the stretch, got the job done. Shout out to our dear friend, Malik Monk!
Yeah.
This guy. Can you believe what he did tonight? Banging threes left and right. 6 of 9 from downtown. Nice. He's 9 of 13 this season, but we can't forget about the man that came out with force tonight, Zach LaVine!
Yeah!
Oh, Zach LaVine, playing aggressive. You're 1-2 stepping, beating guys off the dribble, banging threes left and right, and even playing some defense. They had him defending fours at times. Zach LaVine, how we doing? Oh! We don't know how many will win this year, but we know just for one night and one night only, we can celebrate the Kings beating the Utah Jazz.
Hey, 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 hey. Can you feel the magic of the lights?
I do.
I feel like after, like, as soon as the song ends, me and you should go back to back because we're wearing the same shirt. Ready?
And the Kings get the job done.
No, it's like a quick. It's like a.
I understand. I thought it was ending there. I just missed a bad timing.
Okay.
And how about Domantas Sabonis returning to the lineup tonight? Domas, how we doing, Big Game One?
I don't know why
All right.
it didn't work out like I wanted it to. It was way stupider than I thought it was going to be. Way stupider than us wearing matching clothing.
I can bring back the fog. I like a little light show, people.
Damn. You know what's so funny? Deuce talked about the fog all off season. Like, I can't just force the fog. Like, it has to just be felt. And if I don't feel the fog, I'm not going to do it. And then you never even got fog refill. And you got a new toy. The new toy's cool, but you could just, they can collaborate.
They can absolutely collaborate, and I will make sure they collaborate at the next opportunity. It can come Sunday night when Luka and the Lakers come to town.
We'll
I
see.
gotta catch my breath a little bit. What a day. What a busy day it's been.
That
Let's
was a
really
day.
start the podcast now. Deuce Monk coming down 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. Recording this on a Friday night. The Kings opening up their season at home edition. Did that make sense?
Well, I saw how you were trying to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but opening up their season at home.
1, 2, 3. Welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. Recording this on a Friday night, and the Sacramento Kings had their home opener tonight. They were trying to do something that they've never done in front of fans, and that's win their home opener at Golden One Center. The opponent, the Utah Jazz, coming off a really impressive win against the LA Clippers. Played like absolute dogs. They clapped some Clipper ass. They came to Sacramento with size, with length. How many guys above 6'8"? Like 10 guys, and 3 of them in their starting lineup. And the Kings, oh, so small. But some reinforcements return, including their man in the middle. Domantas Sabonis returned for Sacramento. Isaac Jones got the start with him, and Schroeder, and DeRozan, and LaVine.
Nice.
And Sacramento found a way to grind out a victory, 105-104 on the home floor, to improve to 1-1 on the season. This podcast presented by our friends First and Tebow Vineyards and Water. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Regan. How you doing?
Slow it down, kid. Slow it down.
Okay, I said, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm great, actually. I love the energy that was there tonight. It was amazing. It was a home opener, but there's nothing like a home opener in Sacramento.
Dude.
We always have the energy, right?
Yeah.
Just not always the win.
And that's it. I mean, they were below 500 at home last year. And like I just detailed, the fact that this building has been open since, 2016, 17. And this is the first time they've won a home opener with fans in the building. Because the
Yes.
last time was during the pandemic. It was December 2020 against the Phoenix Suns. Their cardboard cutouts in the stands. Such a weird, bizarre time. And so to get it done tonight, and it felt like there was so much electricity in the building tonight. And this Utah team is tough. But what I liked about tonight for Sacramento, I think the first thing that comes to mind for me is like, there's a little bit of grit at the end. They literally were playing like 3 guards, huge chunks of this game in the second half, just trying to battle the size of Utah.
They were playing the right way. They had to. It was the only way that they were going to see success, especially on the defensive end. It was like I recorded this up close defensive possession toward the end, and it was even when Eubanks was in, and it ended in a shot clock violation, but it went to Monk's guy. Monk blocked the shot, So then obviously didn't touch rim by the time the shot clock was winding down, whatever. But it was the entire effort from 94 feet to slowing it down to the half court all the way to the rim. It was just absolutely beautiful. And there was just those moments. There's also really bad moments. And then there's moments where Lauri Markkanen's just missing an open three, which you're not going to see happen all the time. So, of course, all of that played a part. But for the most part, I thought the really good defensive plays for the Kings looked good.
Well, the biggest one, you mentioned one of the big ones,
Yeah.
Malik Monk, but then at the end of the game, Keontae George with the ball in his hand, I thought he's showing some nice growth this season, the first couple of games, but and he had some big plays late. The finish at the rim, then took the charge on the other end when LaVine was driving hard to the basket, but he's got the ball in his hands late. You got Dennis Schroeder, he picks him up, forces a tough look, and the Kings find a way to get the win 105-104. And I think, like, especially without Keegan, and really in general, because this Kings team does not have a lot of size, as we've detailed so much, this is how you're gonna have to win sometimes. Your guards and the size you do have, you're gonna have to compete with athleticism and fight and length. Like, those are the type of ways you're gonna have to find.
Absolutely.
Ways.
And if you can do it together, right? Like where there's not just a weak link on the floor, and they could be a weaker defender. They could lack size and different abilities. But if they have the mentality and the fight of like, okay, this is the type of effort I'm going to give because that's what Dennis Schroeder is giving up there, and that's what this person's doing on the wing, and that's what this person's doing down low. Like, I'm going to do my job with exactly that. And so, saw that effort throughout this entire game, through 4 quarters, really. And that's what was so pretty, especially because of how the game started, how it opened up, where it just felt like, yikes, either this Jazz team looks really good or the Kings just aren't doing what they're needing to do. And that was just in the first couple of minutes.
Yeah. And then you see some of the lineups that they ran out there late. I mean, they had Westbrook defending Markkanen. And he battled him.
Yes. Yes, he did.
You had LaVine guarding Markkanen. And none of these matchups look at and go, those are ideal matchups for the Kings. But I think as they're trying to like navigate in the early season, what they're doing with the 4 spot, I think it's really going to be matchup dependent. Isaac coming off being sick, I don't think he was very effective in this one tonight. He was in foul trouble. They really didn't play him much after starting him. He ends up playing 14 minutes in the game. The other guy we saw get some run, Saric, ends up playing just under 16 minutes. In some respects, I kind of like the Kings going smaller. I mean, the reality is I feel like they're going to have trouble on the glass no matter what. So you might as well be more effective defensively just by like being pests, being athletic, using those assets as opposed to be like, well, we need some size, because Saric is going to get exposed defensively too.
Yeah, it's like we keep hearing, or I think even you'd said it in the post game, like the theme of the year is we're going to see the Kings be out rebounded by so many different big teams, right? They just don't have the size, but how can they make sure they're capitalizing on like the 50-50 balls or on different moments to not allow them to have a second chance opportunity to close it out again defensively, just getting things done. And I felt like they did a much better job tonight of really understanding the importance of hitting a body first and finding a body to box out before just going after the basketball. There was a lot of those moments. There was just a lot of fundamental moments that happened. And then one of the other things I want to say too was you talked about matchups with this team and how it's just going to look different all the time, even with Isaac Jones, starting and then not even getting that many minutes, getting foul trouble, whatever. But Drew Eubanks started the first game after Sabonis was still out with the hamstring. Isaac Jones was obviously sick. And then he's seen 11 minutes off the bench tonight and not very productive in those 11 minutes. But my point is like, I feel like you're going to see a lot of different rotations this year.
Yeah, especially early in the season.
Yes.
I mean, without Keegan Murray, you're going to have to explore different lineups and to see what works, what doesn't. And the Kings have other bigs they could play behind Sabonis. You mentioned Eubanks. I mean, I look at Max right now and I'm like, he may need some time in Stockton. That's okay. He's a young player. Maybe you play a little Dylan Cardwell at times, to mix it up instead of Eubanks. So that's something to watch too. We got a super chat from Jay in the chat saying, Malik Monk just played his best defensive game in the Kings uniform tonight. We're in game 2, more to come. You could tell he's had a chip on his shoulder. Plus, he's only played 21 minutes tonight. Malik was fantastic defensively. And I think that's, even last game, he had really nice moments defensively. And
Yeah.
I think he got cooked a few times against the Suns. Grayson Allen got him. But what gets missed sometimes when we talk about guys on defense, is like, you're going to get beat sometimes. You don't want to get beat by effort or like you're not locked in,
No.
but sometimes you're just going to get beat. And the best defenses have help there.
Correct.
And the Kings did not have a lot of help against the Phoenix Suns. I thought tonight they did a much better job challenging shots, pressuring players. And like when you've got Malik doing it, you've got Schroeder who really did it. That's kind of what he's known for too. And LaVine doing things defensively. Like, yeah, you're going to be in games.
Yeah.
And I think that was great to see. What stood out to you about Malik's game?
Well, Malik on both ends, absolutely. And I just want to talk about him defensively because I feel like you're right. We don't, I guess, highlight that in every single game because then you do see those moments and then it's like, oh man, what could he have done better? I thought his defensive effort in every single minute that he was in there was just like dead on, whether it was trying to fight through a screen, navigate over a screen, making sure to contest any shot, anybody that was near him in his space. He just had such great feel on that end of the floor. Excuse me. And then the offensive end, it was not only him, but the team putting him in a catch and shoot situation after situation after situation. Most of his threes were generated in that catch and shoot situation. And it just looked like it flowed so much better for him. I mean, we knew that was something that he's talked about before, being put into that role and feeling like he shoots better in that role. But you have to have the right roster, the right teammates around you to understand that as well, or put you in that position. And I felt like that's what was happening tonight, and him hitting some really big shots.
He was 6 of 9 from downtown tonight.
Nice.
Thank you. 9 for 13 to start
So
the
dumb.
season. 9 for 13 to start the season.
Hell yeah.
So that's great too. Yeah, and to that point, Malik's 3-point shooting from an efficiency standpoint hasn't been very good the last couple of years. And you mentioned the catch and shoot opportunities. Those are big for him. You know, when he was at the Lakers, he was over 40% on catch and shoot opportunities. And for him to get those type of looks tonight, it's great. It means you're getting in the paint, the ball's moving around, you're collapsing the defense and making the right decisions. I thought the Kings did a good job of that in this game tonight, generating good looks. He wasn't the only one getting catch and shoot opportunities. Hell, even Zach. We'll spend a lot of time talking about Zach.
Yeah.
But Zach was getting catch and shoot opportunities. And it's like, okay, if Zach LaVine's getting open catch and shoot opportunities, that means great things are happening. You're doing something right offensively.
Yeah, that's totally it. And sometimes for an offense, that's just being quicker with the basketball, making a quicker decision. And DeMar DeRozan was doing that again at times where he would take 2 dribbles in, spin like maybe he wanted to look for a shot, but then would see his teammate, for example, Malik, relocating, moving without the basketball, and was like, okay, this is the right play to like get it to go, get the ball moving, get the offense going. And it just had so much more motion, so much more flow. And I think that's what was so much better even for those guys, putting them in those situations.
Yeah, it's nice to see Malik knocking down shots.
Hell yeah, it is.
20 points for him in just under 21 minutes.
In the crowd, like as soon as he checked into the game.
Biggest pop of the night. I think Malik might be, if you had like a Kings power rankings in terms of fan favorites.
Ooh, okay.
When you go to games, number 1.
Yeah.
Who's ahead of him?
Well, I mean, he was the #1 selling jersey after the Beam Team year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Who's ahead of him?
Malik's 1. You know what else got a lot of love tonight?
What?
Domantas Sabonis. The loudest it's ever been for Sabonis in
Fair.
his return.
Fair and deserved.
Yeah. I think Malik's number 1 on that.
I'm with you.
Yeah. And the minutes thing is going to be interesting to watch too, because he only plays just under 21. Keon played 17 in this game, 13 in the first game. And both those guys are like, yeah, when they're out there, I feel good. I just feel good when they're out there. They bring energy, plays to the building. You know, defensively, you know what Keon can do just with his on-ball pressure, the deflections, shooting the gaps. All of a sudden, there's a turnover going the other way. I just want to see more of those minutes for him. And I think people immediately start looking and going, you sit this guy, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's this complicated. You got to dial the starter minutes down a little bit. And this is the same thing we talked about last year with Mike Brown. It's just a theme. And what happens is these coaches, I think they're so thirsty for a win that they want to lean on like their guys.
Yes.
Their go-to guys. They're like, it's a third quarter and like, if we just have a good strong push here, we could, close the door or, build momentum going into the fourth. And it doesn't happen. It's like, oh, okay, but we need him here. DeMar DeRozan back-to-back games playing 37 minutes. I like how DeMar's been playing. I do. I'm not even being critical of that. But can he play 33 minutes? And how do you give him to 33? You play him 2 fewer minutes in the first half, 2 fewer minutes in the second half.
Math.
Let's go ahead and get those minutes up. Schroeder ends up 33. And tough time taking his minutes away because I thought he played really well tonight. But there's got to be opportunity.
It's about trusting what's working. And what was working, obviously, was Malik Monk. And then Monk not getting to go back in until there was like under a minute left. It's not just about, how is he going to find his flow? It's just about also rewarding someone who has earned that trust in those minutes and those opportunities. And so when you kind of take that away, it can suck, but I'm glad that he did get to go back in there even with a minute left.
Yeah, I'm looking in the third quarter. Monk comes in at the 6:01 mark, and then he came out in the fourth quarter at the 7:58 mark. And then he returned with 28.1. And I mean, you think about, so he played a lot of minutes in a row, although I would, I make the case that I think Malik Monk's going, I could still play. I've only played 20 minutes tonight. But yeah, I had that same thought when you take Malik Monk and you're like, is he coming back in? And there's one point he was about to check back in and then he went back and sat down. I'm like, this guy's 6 of 9 from 3 right now. He is cooking. He has brought momentum to the building and
playing defense.
He's not in the game. They actually went to a lineup that had Saric in it again. And I don't know, man. I'm glad they backed away from that late because I think it made much more sense to go with the smaller lineup.
Well, I felt like it was just overthinking size in that situation because with Domas back in the lineup alone, he plays so much bigger than he is at times. Even leading, being a top rebounder in this league, he does such a fantastic job of knowing how to capitalize on his strength because he doesn't always have the size. He doesn't have the longest arms or wingspan in the world, but man, can he body someone up to either create space to go up with a shot at the rim or even find a way to just put a body on someone to get in position to get the rebound. So good.
The bench was critical tonight in general because I just looked at you. I like where Utah's headed.
Yeah.
They won 17 games last year, but that bench is like very inexperienced outside of Nurkic.
Yes.
And Nurkic has his own limitations. Like you could attack that guy. Like he's not very nimble. He's not going to protect the rim a lot. We've seen that over the years. It's not like I'm saying he's a bum. Just like he's a backup big at this point. Good size, but you can go at him, especially when you've got speed and athleticism. And I thought the Kings did a good job of that with him. But in addition to that, like Ace Bailey, who they picked, 5th overall, you just see how raw he is. Like he doesn't look like he's completely ready. I know he had some moments in the preseason. They're like, oh my God, this guy's ready now. Obviously he's got upside, but it's going to take him a second. He's a young guy. Someone like Walter Clayton's a little more experienced and he hit some shots tonight. He did some nice things, but I felt like the Kings bench had an advantage here where it's like, go attack these guys. And they did a good job of that. I thought Monk went at Ace Bailey a couple times. Same with LaVine.
Well, there was a moment in the second half too, when we recognized that the Jazz had put in the second unit and then Keontae George was out there with them though. And I thought the Kings were even doing a good job in that span of time when Markkanen was out, just understanding, okay, what size is underneath the basket or in the paint? Are they packing the paint? What can we attack? Where can we go? And I thought even the Kings were doing a good job, even when that first unit was in there with some of the 7-footers, Kessler, Markkinen, who name the 7-footer on this roster, and they were packing the paint, they didn't allow it to dictate what they were going to do. And I was so impressed with that because I thought the first game, there was times when Dennis Schroeder was just like, all right, I'm going to go downhill and go to the basket, and then he'd get his shit packed, right?
Or
and then,
not attack up big when he had the opportunity in the second half. Yeah.
And then tonight, it was like he was attacking, but making a decision whether he was going to pass out and or finish at the rim in one way or another. It was such a different mentality, such a different force that he was going with. That was just much more under control with these big people in there.
It's nice to have some dogs on the team.
Yes.
Like Schroeder's a dog.
Yes.
Russ is a dog. Like Keon. And you when Monk's playing the way he is, we haven't even talked about LaVine yet. I'm like, yeah, good. Like, they're going to have limitations because of their size, but if the effort is there, sometimes you can live with it. And tonight, you get absolutely destroyed on the glass. It was 50-34, and you found a way to win. Why? Because you're flying everywhere. You're competing, forcing turnovers. Utah had 20 turnovers in this game. So it wasn't the prettiest game at times, but you found a way to win ugly. And, I don't know. Sometimes I look at a team like Utah and go, God, that's a team that, like, if they played the Kings late in the season last year, this same team played the Kings of last year, they probably come into town and win this game.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't even know what to expect tonight, to be honest, because
I did not feel good.
I didn't feel good for sure. Not only because you saw what the Jazz did against the Clippers a few nights ago, but how the Kings didn't finish things out against a Suns team that's, one, not supposed to be very good, but two, you played in that first half such good basketball, and then when you couldn't continue it, it was just like, oh, okay, this is such a trend with the Kings. This is a trend with bad teams. Like, you just don't make your adjustments at the half. And so for tonight, for them to just play strong throughout, having their weak moments, whatever, it's a game. But through 4 quarters, I just felt like there was more good than bad that helped lead to this win. And even if some people are like, oh man, they won ugly, or like they barely came out with that one, that I don't care. Any win this season is going to be a major win. Like, that's just what this roster is. That's kind of what this transition year is.
Kings win 105-104. Massive crowd hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you. We're talking more about this game. We got to talk about the NBA because there's some crazy shit that happened tonight in the league that we'll talk about. But I'm seeing this massive crowd.
Yeah.
And I see 168 thumbs up.
Are you talking shit to the crowd?
Yeah. That needs to be at like 380, 400.
Oh.
And I'm asking not because I'm like, oh, we got 400 likes. It literally just helps our channel grow so more basketball sickos around the world consume our content. That's all I'm asking for. Just a thumbs up. Oh yeah, and we do need to talk about we even talked about Chauncey Billups.
Oh God,
Terry Rozier. We got to mention that stuff too. Crazy times in the NBA. Zach LaVine.
That guy.
Hey, I loved what I saw from him in the preseason. But we're also like, it's preseason.
Yeah.
Loved what I saw from him in the first half of that Suns game.
Yes.
And then tonight, he was outstanding. Came out aggressive, 15 points in the first quarter, ends up in this game with 31 points, 10 of 18 shooting, 4 of 9 from 3. I love the 7 of 7 at the free throw line for LaVine too. But I want to put that aside for a second.
Which part?
The offense.
Oh, okay.
I know LaVine can score.
Sure.
Zach LaVine is competing defensively. Zach LaVine is bringing it. And it's like, what is different between Zach LaVine right now and maybe last year? And you brought this up, like on the postgame on NBC.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Last year, you probably were deflated because the vibes were awful.
Mm-hmm.
The team wasn't good. You were falling apart. You had no point guard. You're learning a new system. You just got traded here. I don't know, maybe the engagement is not where it needed to be. You had a coaching staff that wasn't together.
Yeah.
And now come in, refresh. And he said that, like, Doug and Scott, challenged him to focus more on that end. And let's be honest, early on, he has done that. And it's been refreshing. When you've watched him defensively, is there anything that's jumped out to you about what he's doing?
Yes. It's like he's turned it up a notch. And I think when you throw on the word like effort, it could sound so cliche. So okay, let's break down what effort looks like with Zach LaVine. For example, his on-ball presence. I feel like he's showing his jersey and staying in front of guys. Quick guards too, right? They're going right. They're trying to get an angle on him. And even if he can't get that angle, he's swiping his foot around still to stop them so they can't get that lane. Just simple things. Because he is so quick on the offensive end. You see how he gets that first step by somebody. And now he's like putting more of that into his defensive game. And he said it before too. Like he's like, yeah, I'm a good on-ball defender. Sometimes it's that off-ball. It's being in help and ball watching. It's like he's locked in, so he's not doing that shit. And it's just, it's so needed on a team that lacks so much on the defense.
Yeah,
end.
and it's just about dialing it up a little bit.
Yep.
And that's something we had talked about in the offseason. It's like, okay, Zach LaVine may never be like, you're not going to be like, oh my God, no defensive guy or anything like that. But like, can you dial it up a little bit? And I feel like that focus has been there. The physicality has been there. And hey, late in this game, there's that one play we switched on to Markkanen. I'd have to go back and see. And maybe if I was a Jazz fan, I'd be like, what? There's nothing to see. Markkanen got fouled.
Yeah.
But he had a great contest on a fall away from Markkanen. And it, no good. Like, it looked like, I don't know if he blocked it, whatever, from my angle behind the basket. I couldn't really tell. But Will Hardy jumped up. The coaching staff was all pissed. But my point is, I'm like, just seeing that and a bounce back for him, because the one thing he messed up last game when he felt Dylan Brooks late on that 3-point attempt, which I was just, it was mind-numbing. It's like, how does that happen in that moment? But no, I've really enjoyed what he's brought. Like, he is playing. This is so stupid to say. I'm not going to say it.
I kind of want to know.
It's so dumb to say 2 games in. I'm like, he's playing at an all-star level. And it's like, okay, we're 2 games into the season.
Good.
Cool, Deuce. But my point is, he's playing at a very high level right now.
Yeah,
and
there we go.
when you see what he's doing offensively, coupled with the fact that he is playing solid defense, you're like, that's a good player. Like, that's a guy I want to see. What about him offensively?
Oof. Well, that has been fun because I believe it's setting the tone. We talk about guys setting the tone on the defensive end, especially with perimeter pressure and everything, or a point guard picking up 94 feet. But offensively, even Malik Monk talked about it with us tonight on the NBC postgame show, was like, Malik, you were feeling good on the offensive end. He's like, yeah, but Zach started it all. And I love that he went straight into like, well, he set the tone. He got things going, and so we had to continue that. And when you do have someone that you can rely on, but like it's a different type of energy. The way that the ball moves with Zach LaVine too, like you feel like he's going to make mostly the right decision. He's going to have that pure, beautiful shot quick. It's just all quick. He's running the shit out of the floor. So, you can find him in the fast break, in transition if you need to as well. When you have a teammate like that, yeah, it does set the tone offensively.
Someone mentioned this in the chat, and it's so true. Him actually having a point guard with him this year.
That too.
He got traded to Sacramento last year, and it was like Malik was running the point guard, then Malik goes down. And it's like, hey, Zach, you got to bring up the ball. DeMar, you got to bring up the ball. It's like, no, like those guys can like have opportunities to like get the ball, in the half court and make something happen. But ideally, you want Zach running the floor and making shit happen. And yeah, it was good to see that. And just like some of the opportunities he got, especially in that first quarter, it was like, hey, DeMar DeRozan's got the ball. He's drawing a double team. Zach LaVine's in the corner. Get it to him.
Yeah.
Just good decision making by Sacramento. And his shooting, he's one of the best shooters in the game. And then I think he's done a really good job attacking the rim.
That's the one, because I felt like I didn't mention that when you asked me what else would be the way that he is attacking. His ability to finish at such a crafty level around the rim. It doesn't matter if there's 7-footers there, if his vision is taken away, which he talked about in his post-game presser, was like, shit, sometimes you can't even see out there because these guys are so tall. And he's still able to finish around the rim. And the other thing that you had noticed early on in the game was when he is with Sabonis in that 2-man action and in that DHO action, it's the handoff is never in front. It's never Sabonis like blocking off a defender and trying to
or
screen
dribbling it in front like he
Yes.
was. Now there's this behind the back pass
It's
to him.
behind the back. it just gets them.
They had
a-
one miscue with it. Sabonis
Sure.
like threw it out of bounds. It just was off target. But
You're gonna have that. I mean, you see that with Draymond and Steph, which they were so on point last night. But
Jeez.
like, I know, but Draymond at times will try to lead Steph with the pass because he kind of knows where he's gonna go because that's how Steph likes it. And like, you're gonna have miscues at times, sure, but and they're still learning each other. But I like that they go, okay, this is how I like it. All right, let's do it that way then.
LaVine also had a nice playing the pick and roll. The feed of Sabonis for the dunk.
Oh yes, yes.
That was
So
nasty.
yeah, they're connecting, and that's very good for this team.
Yeah, LaVine has been awesome.
Yes.
I mean, I was pretty down on him at the end of last year.
Oh, I definitely was. I knew he could be better, but I didn't know if he had it within himself, like mentally, to dig deep and be like, do I want to play here? Am I happy? Is my family good? Like, is everything good? This is where I can be. This is where I can excel. And I feel like whatever happened in the offseason conversations, he's put in the work and has the right mentals happening.
Westbrook made his debut tonight in Sacramento.
did.
He lit the beam at the end of the night too. He looked pretty fired up to do that. I do like his energy out there, and I thought late. Again, there's always chaotic moments with Russ. We're well
Always.
aware.
Yeah.
I think the arena went to a hush when he launched a 3 tonight that went in. It was like, oh, it felt like a big moment too. But defensively, and that was something once we knew that he was going to come to Sacramento, it's like, we got to watch some Nuggets from last year. I knew he was impactful, but it's like, we're not watching all 82 games of the Nuggets last year. His defense was really strong for Denver.
was.
And he's got moments where he has lapses too, but he competes and he's strong. And, all jokes aside about his age, 36 years old, he's so old. DeMar's a year older, but like the difference between DeMar moving and
Oh my
Russ
God.
moving, it's just completely different. Russ has been one of the best athletes in the league for 18 years.
Yes.
And even if he's not the same guy he was, obviously not the MVP he was and 9-time All-Star, but he is still one of the best athletes in the league.
Yeah. I was surprised when I went back and we watched Nuggets highlights, defensive and offensive highlights of Russ. And when you see how explosive he is on the offensive end, you're like, damn, okay, is this just a highlight? It's like, no, he's doing that throughout the game. And then you see the defensive end, the lapses, sure. But the athletic ability to recover, the effort, the fire, the energy, I didn't know. I kind of knew whenever we did talk about Russell Westbrook throughout the years, we're like, man, that's just the type of guy. You hate him, when he's not on your team, or when he is on your team, you just love him. You hate him when he's not on your team, but you love him when he is on your team. Good, I got it right.
Who are those players in the league? Dylan Brooks.
For sure.
Dylan Brooks.
For sure.
If he's not on your team, you hate him.
Uh-huh. Well, Dennis Schroeder used to be one of those
Schroeder's,
guys.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Schroeder. Okay.
Yeah.
Westbrook.
Definitely Russell Westbrook.
Draymond.
Oh my
Draymond for
God,
sure.
for hate and hate.
Who else? It's funny that two of them are in the Kings.
I feel like, isn't there a big that's just kind of a dickhead?
Where do you start?
Well,
I don't know.
I'm
what big's a dickhead? Is Luka in that category for you? But Luka's not like that. He's just gonna...
I got to think of the big that I'm thinking of. I feel like just like
someone's saying JV. I don't think JV.
No.
Valanciunas is fun.
No, it's not JV. I'll try to. I like see it in my head.
TJ McConnell. Yeah, TJ is annoying, but like, yeah, TJ's a good because he like talks shit too.
Uh-huh.
Gobert.
Oh, Gobert's definitely one.
Someone in the chat had that. Who was that in the chat?
Good job.
Demore to Beam said Gobert. It's a great one because I think Minnesota fans love him. Dude, look at the analytics. Blah, blah, blah. But when he's not on your team, you're just like, ugh.
That's a good.
Oh, so overrated. Blah, blah, blah.
That's a great one.
I know a guy that's in a different category of that.
Yeah.
Oh, Grayson Allen.
That's
good example.
a great one.
I think SGA it falls in that. I think people get really just like SGA. Oh my God, 55 points, but he had 30 free throws. They like, hate him for the free throw stuff.
Which is, I mean, it's not his fault. The refs are the ones ultimately choosing to blow the whistle.
The
and make
defenders are the
call.
ones fouling him and getting baited.
Oh, speaking of, well, I guess this isn't speaking of getting baited, but I know we're going to talk about him, but we might as well talk about him now. Keon Ellis and the flop technical.
Dude, okay, here's my thing on the flop technical. The league had this big idea. Hey, we're going to start like cracking down on flopping. It's out of hand. Fans don't like it. We need to come down on it. I do think Keon Ellis has shown in the past to be a flopper a little bit. He exaggerates.
Okay.
And by the way, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine.
I mean,
But
a lot of players do that. Yeah.
This whole flopping rule in the NBA has been a grand failure. It's never called, and it's so inconsistent. It's like, what? Like, what did Keon do tonight? And we talked to Keon post game, and he was insistent, like he did not flop. He's like, I'm getting my money back. I'm like, I know, but my point is, they never call this on stars. I'm not one of those guys that like
I know
talks about this a lot because I don't believe in that. But the flopping thing, for sure, it's like you're calling. Why are you calling the guy who competes and plays hard all the time for that when there are stars all the time that are flopping and they never get that technical?
No, and that's fair. And it's like even if officials be like, no, of course we don't have those biases. Like you are human too. So like whatever is happening in that mind of like it shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be.
I didn't notice a flop tonight.
No.
So that was kind of my thought on that.
No, I didn't. And Deuce asked Keon about it after the game. That was funny.
Yeah, I had his back a little bit.
You totally had his back. And then I came in and I was like, damn, Deuce, you're gonna get him fined. And Keon's like, no,
because he wasn't
like,
critical. I mean,
he wasn't.
I think you'd be critical of a flop.
No, and he wasn't even
Yeah,
that.
Luka flops like crazy.
Oh my
yes. Yeah, has Luka ever been called for a flopping technical?
Probably not.
No.
And
It's
how
just
many
a
times has he
rule.
been poked in the eye?
Has the rule helped anything? Has it combated flopping in the game? No, it hasn't. The same guys still do the same flopping. Lou Dort should lead the league. He should be the all-time leader in flopping technicals if they were really doing this. That guy plays super physical. I love his game, but I've never seen. I mean, he'll tackle you like a football player, and then he would be a great professional wrestler. He can take a bump, and you're like, okay,
my God,
Lou Dort, you're like one of the strongest dudes in the league, and you're gonna tell me that like Ace Bailey just trucked you and you just flew 7 rows into the stands.
That's
like,
funny.
what are we doing?
Ace Bailey.
We've got more to talk about on this game. I do have a poll question too. This is going to be a highly contested player of the game, dude.
Oh.
Here are the options. Who was the player of the game? Dennis Schroeder, Malik Monk, or Zach LaVine? Right now, Malik Monk in the lead, 42%. Over LaVine at 38%, Schroeder at 20%. So if you haven't voted yet, get going.
People love Malik Monk.
Shout out to our presenting sponsor, our friends over at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery.
Ugh, we love them. And they're huge Kings fans. And they make some of the best wine in California. And if you're in the area, you got to check out Sentivo Vineyards and Winery Tasting Room. It's located in Suisun Valley, which is near Fairfield, just 40 minutes out of Sacramento. And it was just voted the best wine region in the U.S. That's over Napa, over Santa Barbara County. That is right. So make sure you go check it out. And if you can't check it out, well, it's seriously some of the best wine. So just go to sentivovineyards.com.
Appreciate their support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. Also, shout out to our friends over at
Medic Ambulance. Woo, woo. We've teamed up with Medic Ambulance. Oh, the trusted name in emergency medical services across Northern California. From life-saving responses to being the team behind the scenes at your favorite events, Medic is here to serve. Learn more at medicambulance.net.
Appreciate their support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. What do you think the moment of the game would be? I want you guys to start thinking about that before we officially get to that too. Unless you already have one.
No.
You're ready for the J Street Dental moment of the game?
I was processing it. I could wait a little bit.
I think there were some good candidates for sure.
Yeah. That's tough.
Okay, before we talk about that, do you think you look at this 4 spot for Sacramento?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 2 games in. The first game we saw Neat Clifford. We didn't even mention he didn't play tonight because he's out with a hamstring injury. Another guy, he suffered that in the Phoenix game, and MRI confirmed a mild hamstring strain. he'll be reevaluated in about 6 days or so. But that's a bummer because I thought he played some nice defense in that opening game against Phoenix. So he started opening night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's out. Isaac Jones returned. He got the start at the 4 spot. You're playing the Lakers next. They've got, Ayton up front. They've got Rui. They're starting Vincent, Luka, and Austin Reeves. So not like a crazy amount of size up front.
Yeah.
Do you think we see Isaac start again? Do you think they go Saric? Do they go smaller, or maybe do you start Westbrook? Is that crazy to start Westbrook at the 4? What do you think they do?
Well, I don't think it. Oh, you really think it would be Russ at the 4 though?
I
or do you think
I think Russ could mess with Rui a little bit.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there right now, and it doesn't totally matter who starts because again, Isaac Jones started tonight. Where was he in the second half? You know what I mean? It's not like he was closing the game.
Yeah. Well, I guess when you do look at that lineup, and it's not just like heavily 7-footers, the longest people in the world. Like obviously they still have big people, but the Kings could go in the Russ direction. But if Neek was healthy, you're putting Neek there, right? Not necessarily in that spot.
Yeah, I'd be intrigued by that, I guess.
But are you just moving DeMar?
You could put DeMar at
over?
the 4, Neek more at the 3, but yeah. I mean, it's again, there.
It's
I
such
don't
a
think
weird
there's an
spot.
ideal
No.
play at this point.
No. You asked me that, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm going to give Isaac.
Answer.
I'm going to give Isaac another shot at this.
Really?
It's his first game back after
Okay.
he was really sick. I mean,
Yeah.
he missed days.
Yes.
Trying to get back into things. It just takes a while. So
That's fair.
Another day of practice. Then Sunday,
Yep.
you play the Lakers. Let's just see what he looks like.
Big body,
Yeah.
can still stretch the floor. Like, yeah. It just don't get in foul trouble early. Having one more game under your belt, especially coming back from the sickness. Yeah.
There is something I do like about just being scrappy because again, the Lakers aren't like crazy. It's not LeBron's not playing right now.
Mhm.
If you just go smaller, okay, let's mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing.
I'm not opposed
Yeah.
to it, especially in a season like this where you just need to find answers, solutions. Especially when you have guys unhealthy, especially when you already are going into this season with like a maj podge of players that's like, does it work? What position? It is positionless, but
what is a Maj Podge? What's that even mean?
I know it's glue. It's a brand of glue. Maj.
So you're saying this team
Podge,
is just a
Their brand name for a combination craft glue, sealer, and finisher. It's a great glue.
what does hodgepodge mean?
Oh.
Where's
Is
the origin story?
Jeez, is it hodgepodge? Oh, why do I keep saying Maj Podge?
No, I think Maj Podge is a thing too. Hodgepodge,
okay.
Maj Podge.
So
right? Isn't that
hodgepodge
crazy or
is
no?
not slang. It's an informal word meaning a confused or disorderly mixture of different things.
Well, I know what it means, but I'm saying, like, where did it come from?
Oh, do you want me to chat
No, it's
GPT
fine.
it?
I thought maybe you knew.
I'm not even saying it right. How would I know what hodgepodge origins? Let's see. Hodgepodge. Where did that word come from? Gotta know now.
ChatGPT's never wrong.
Let's see. Great question. It says origin. It comes from Middle English.
Okay. Chatty, that's too much, dude.
Like,
Get outta here.
was borrowed from Old French, where it literally meant a stew made of many ingredients.
Yeah, but see, I feel like we sometimes use it as a negative way when it comes to like
No.
the Kings. Like it's a hodgepodge because if a hodgepodge stew, that might be pretty good.
No. Exactly. Hodgepodge can work. Like I make hodgepodge stew dishes all the time.
What's in your hodgepodge?
Sometimes I'll put like peas, potatoes, tomatoes, broccolini. Like no one puts broccolini in a stew, but like if I have broccolini in the fridge, I'm shoving it in the stew and then you got a hodgepodge. And sometimes guess what? It fucking works.
Oh, thanks for the info.
You're welcome.
So yeah, we have no clear answer, but I think there's a serious case to be made to just go smaller because ultimately we're talking about the rebounding. I'm like, Yeah, but the guards can rebound better, and I just don't think your rebounding is all of a sudden going to go like through the roof because you start Isaac or potentially Saric. I don't think you're starting him, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it's like,
Yeah,
is that
no.
exercise really going to change? And I don't think you're starting Sabonis and Eubanks together.
I'm totally with you.
You know, so that's one other question. And then the Eubanks, I'm seeing a lot of talk about Eubanks in there, which is funny because we're just talking about a backup big who just played 11 minutes in this one tonight, but. He ends up in this game, which is 2 rebounds, 0 for 5 shooting, 0 for 1 from downtown. My first couple of games in with Drew is just like, don't force things, and it's because there is value to him. Like I know a lot of people have been talking about Valanciunas, and I'm a big JV guy, but what Eubanks gives you a different look at that position just with his ability to run the floor and rim run. And like that's valuable, right? Get down the floor, get the defense to chase you. Like you need a big body that's athletic that can do those things. And he moves pretty well. But I think what we've seen the first 2 games, like there was that sequence in this game where it's like he's got the ball in the post. He's going to post up ISO, late shot clock. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then there's another play where I think they kicked it to him in the corner. And to be honest, I understand. Maybe he's told, hey, shoot it if you're open from the corner. But I'm also a big believer in like, hey, swing it. You had a guard open there too. Let's just swing it one more time
I just
to
love
a
that
guy
you presented that.
who's more
But I'm also a big believer in like, hey, you don't have to
No,
shoot
you
it.
don't. You don't because I make that extra play. Like the ball has energy. Let's move the ball around. And all I need from Drew Eubanks, I need Drew Eubanks to run the floor. I need him to rebound, and I need him to do his best to protect the rim. If you do those things, that's a thumbs up from that position, But when you start trying to do too much, especially when you've got a lot of offensive talent around you, that's where it gets challenging. And those are momentum plays right there.
It's understanding the role a little better of it doesn't mean that you have to suppress like your basketball ability, but you could actually shine more by just making others shine more. That needs to be his role. So I get what you're saying. It doesn't frustrate me as much as I've seen it frustrate you in the last 2 games with him.
Okay, frustrated is a strong word.
Okay.
We're doing a podcast where we break down every little thing about a game. So I'm just slightly mentioning one other angle.
What word can I use if I can't use frustrated?
I'm just
Frustrated is a strong word.
I'm giving constructive feedback.
Okay. So with your constructive feedback, I feel like it is stronger opinion of Drew Eubanks than it is of what mine is of what he does out there. Like I'm not as mad if he is open. I'm like, yeah, you got to take it. You got to try and like feel out your game too.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying, how those moments were shifting what was going on.
People just says, no, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. I'm not necessarily frustrated by it. I just, I think it just dial it down a little bit here. Like, we got to make good decisions. We got to, pass up. Sometimes you pass up a good look from the corner to get a great shot for a 3-point shooter,
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
No, I get it.
So those were kind of my big topics. Yeah, there were some crazy sequences in this game. I was looking back at my notes from this one. Dennis Schroeder, 3 turnovers in the first 8 minutes of this game. And then Walker Kessler had like 4 turnovers in the first quarter. But Schroeder had some, it's early, but I'm trying to I don't know if he's the most accurate passer. He had a couple of wild ones today, but I thought Schroeder really settled into this game.
Yeah, he absolutely did.
Did we already talk about him?
We did.
Okay,
we
bad.
did. We talked about.
Well, it's a point. It's where I go back and look at some of my notes.
It's okay.
Just in case I miss anything.
Was he one of your moments of the game? I think I know.
No.
I have my moment now.
I look back at the end of the third, and this is where I'm really frustrated too. Because I go, the third quarter had not ended yet. I go, bad end to the third. Monk, bad pass. Sabonis, tough pass that was at Monk's feet, short on a 3, and then Russ had a turnover. It's like 3 possessions in a row. I'm like, you're going to lose to the Jazz tonight? And then Monk hits the 3 at the end of the third quarter. I'm like, I love this guy. Malik's so fun.
That was one of my moments. Because it just they needed to stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
The bleeding being some of those frustrating turnovers, those frustrating moments. It can just be that momentum shifter going into the fourth quarter, going late into the game, where he also was just playing great.
Yeah. We'll get to a moment in a second. A couple things from the chat. BCC Crate says the Kings signing Schroeder made me want to take a break from this team this year. God. Maybe you need a break if that's what's going to push you over the edge. They signed Schroeder. I'm out. We won 35 games. What is the point? I mean, who knows? I mean, it's game 2. Are we really getting that worked up? I mean, the point of Dennis Schroeder, I think, is like getting a stopgap point guard who can push the pace and pick up and play defense, which, look, at the end of the game, who got the stop at the end of the game? It was Dennis Schroeder, who was getting into the paint and making things happen, scoring at the rim, but also putting pressure on the paint, pushing the ball up the floor. That allows Zach LaVine to cook a little bit. Look, Sacramento, I don't think anyone looks at this team and goes, hey, Scott Perry and his crew, they're all done. They're all good. No, like this team has serious weaknesses. They're trying to form an identity. And one way to do that, especially when you've got some maybe tough contracts to move, is how do we maximize what we have here that could lead to potential trades down the road, or see what it does and we figure it out. So to answer your question, that's why.
That's why you do it.
So, okay, Morgan, you want to get to your J Street Dental moment of the game. Shout out to our friends at J Street Dental Group, by the way, in Sacramento. They take care of my smile.
And mine.
Take care of yours. And let me just say, I had to do a lot of work on this one.
Whoa, that's so messed up.
Didn't you win?
This is so messed up.
No, I got the note. Miss Cavity 2025? It's like 5 fillings?
That's so mean.
Yeah.
That is so mean. Well, if it makes anyone feel better, they made me feel calm and good because I get really nervous with that crap. But yeah, I had a few cavities, okay? I like sugar. J Street Dental, they are enriching lives and enhancing smiles. Head to jstreetdental.com, or I'm sorry, jstreetdentalgroup.com.
Yep.
But you can also check out their sister office, which is Sacramento River Dental. Just all run by such amazing people. You got to check them out. So our J Street Dental moment of the game. I was going to go with the Malik Monk third quarter dagger. Loved it. But I love the end of the game. Domas.
The other one you could make, remember when Malik Monk blocked Nurkic? How sick
Yes.
was that?
Yes.
That was an awesome play.
Wait, that was Nurk that he blocked?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
That was unbelievable. That's a good one. And by the way, these moments we're going to do after every game, win or lose, and we're going to put them like we did a couple of years ago into the moment jar, and then we're going to reflect throughout the year. What happened to the old ones? Do you throw those out?
No, they're in a bag
Where?
in the garage.
All right.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you need them right now?
I kind of want to use an example. It'd been fun to pull one out right now.
So you act you act like how about oh my god.
It's all good. It's all good. Okay. So you're saying your moment of the game, you're saying the Dennis Schroeder. Oh.
I love where you're going. I never said anything about Dennis
You
Schroeder.
said end of the game, so I assume that's what you're talking about.
I said end of the game, Domas Sabonis. I even said that.
Domas. Why the Domas and
The
one
pump-
where
yep.
he missed the
It pumped me up. It pumped
Domas
me up.
put back
Yep.
for the lead. Why did that pump you up so much?
It was just such a strong man move. It was so needed, and he was reliable in that moment to just come up big.
Crazy sequence. Ball gets bad into the backcourt too, right?
Yes.
And then Malik pushes.
Yep.
Looks like he's maybe going to get a good look, but it was off target. Ball bounces around. There's 2 bigs right there. Sabonis gets it.
The
patient
extra
with it,
effort.
puts it up, and one. You didn't even hear the whistle. It was so loud in there once that went in.
And he was pumped, and you just ugh.
I gotta add the Monk, because I thought Monk's energy tonight shifted everything. The Monk 3 at end of third.
Yep.
And blocking Nurk.
Love that.
That's a good moment.
That's
in the
a
game,
great
right?
moment. Great
It's like
moments.
Monk saying, "Give me that shit" after the Nurkic block.
Give
Was,
me
dude,
that
I love
shit.
that, dude. Monk has those lines. It's "Give me that shit" and "Goddamn."
God damn.
I love his "Goddamn." Yeah, good
He's
ones.
Great.
Andy in the chat says, "I want more minutes for Keon. 30 minutes in 2 games is unacceptable, especially when Doug and the staff are preaching defense." Yeah, I mean, I think tonight at least there was more defense being played, but that was something we hit in the early stages of the podcast. And this is what we were talking about with the guard situation. It's like, how are you going to play all these guys when you have all these guards? I'm a big believer in Keon Ellis. I think he's got to play more. Where do you take minutes from? Well, it's dialing back the starters a little bit. We can get him more minutes. Get him. I mean, in the perfect world, I think Keon's playing like 30 minutes a night for me, but for Coach Deuce.
Oh,
But
wow.
can we get him to like 23, 24 a night?
I
know it's a
know.
challenge.
I
but
know.
That's what now and and I'm also trying not to get too worked up by it because we'll see what it looks like at the trade deadline. If before then, if the roster gets balanced, the schedule's tough ahead. What's that look like? And the Kings can officially give him an extension on February 9th. Maybe they get that done. Does that change things? I don't know. So I hear you though. I understand that.
Yeah, his perimeter pressure alone is just so impactful for the entire defense. It does set a tone.
Chuck Lee in the chat was mentioning, why didn't the Kings trade a first-round pick to get Jonathan Kuminga? Well, there were talks about like Monk and what was it, a first-round pick, but that the Warriors were like, no, we will lift the protections and we'll think about it type thing. The problem with that deal and the complications with that, it wasn't just on Sacramento's side. Golden State would have had to, in addition, if they made that trade where they sent Kuminga here in a sign and trade, Monk back there, even with the pick, they would have had to trade Moody or Healed. So that would have been really challenging for them. But look, Jonathan Kuminga, I think early on, watching him play,
Yeah.
Morgan,
Oh my God.
he looks legit. And he looks like he is.
Because he's getting minutes. He's getting opportunity.
But he's making better decisions. His playmaking's been great. His defense has been strong.
He's been young. Like, that's the other thing with this guy. And by the way, he's still going to make really bad mistakes. And I think we saw some of those even in the preseason with some of his turnovers, some sequences. And it was like, oh, yikes. That's just who he is still. He's still a young player. And but you see so much promise with him, his size, his athletic ability. Yeah. And it's easier to look better too when you are playing. And I'm not like, this is no knock, but for anybody in this league playing with some of the best players in the world, it causes so much more attention, distractions, and allows you to play with a little bit more freedom sometimes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him down the stretch too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, we need to get to our player of the game, presented
Okay.
by our friends over at Butcher and Barrel. The Butcher and Barrel player of the game, and I got to be honest, I think this is going to be a controversial one because I selected the player of the game tonight.
Okay.
But my answer is not the answer from the audience. We have 712 votes right now.
Whoa.
44% of the people say Malik Monk, and if I didn't do the graphic earlier, I probably would have changed it too because you guys have convinced me with some of the stuff you said. But Deuce Mason's Butcher and Barrel player of the game. I'm going with Zach LaVine.
Hey.
31 points on 10 of 18 shooting, 4 of 9 from 3. We talked so much about him. I loved how he played tonight. But there's a serious case for Malik Monk. So the audience says Malik Monk. Deuce Mason says Zach LaVine. What does Morgan Reagan say?
No. Well, I liked what Malik Monk said, and he said Zach LaVine set the tone with how he was playing offensively, getting things going. And so I'm cool with it being Zach, especially with how he has been playing. Obviously, only in that first half against the Suns, not in the second. But it's still a really good choice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the audience isn't wrong tonight.
Oh my God.
But Butcher and Barrel, check it out. I actually there was someone at the game tonight. I forget her name. My bad. Started with an A. Is it Elisa? I don't
Okay,
know.
go
It's
on.
close. She told me, I went to Butcher and Barrel today before the game and it was awesome. I'm like, that's awesome. We tell you to go there because it's just down the street from Golden One Center, literally a block away, 723 K Street, Morgan.
Yeah, they have such great pregame deals with a shot of beer and a Wagyu
What?
burger for like $35 bucks.
She said the burger was awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's the best place to be before a game, like the best atmosphere, the best drinks, the best food, 30 seconds away from the arena. So go to Butcher and Barrel, but they have the game day deal, but also we are doing a giveaway and it's going to be given away right after Halloween.
And you know what? We may have to pivot from it because I gotta be honest, our audience hasn't responded quite yet to this.
To what?
This challenge. Your giveaway.
But it's not Halloween yet.
I know, but I'm curious to see if we actually get anything. The challenge is you have to enter the best version, a costume contest. You have to dress as your interpretation of the Deuce and Mo podcast. It doesn't mean dress as Deuce Mason and Morgan Reagan.
No.
Because good luck trying to look as good
Okay,
as Deuce
go on.
Mason. I mean, you could be like, oh, I'm going to dress as their background. I'm going to dress as dogs.
Their
I don't know. What is your interpretation?
Whatever your interpretation of dressing up as Deuce and Mo for Halloween, we are giving away a tomahawk steak dinner for 2.
Yeah.
And we will pick the winner, like I said, after Halloween. And this is like a $200 meal.
Be creative.
Yes. Be creative, and you could win this amazing deal from Butcher and Barrel.
Yeah, appreciate their support. All right. Anything else from this game?
Let me think.
If you have any questions, audience, fire away too. But we have some other NBA stuff to talk about as well.
Nope. Opening night win. Love it.
Utah Jazz, just
Home
real
opener.
thoughts on them. Marketing has looked pretty damn good. 4-14 from 3 wasn't great tonight. Missed some threes, but they're intriguing. And Keontae George,
Oh, my goodness.
18 points, 10 assists. He just looks stronger. He didn't shoot it effectively tonight. But like they're just well coached and they play hard. And I think they're going to be competitive. They've got some good size and length. They're still ways away, obviously. But you know, I like teams that share the rock. They compete even if they're going to be bad.
Yeah, I am totally with you on that. And I thought, I mean, watching that first game against the Clippers, I was so impressed with the Jazz, the way that the ball was moving and everything. They're not just young. They're not just a whole bunch of guys with size. It's like they can play the right way. Losing to the Sacramento Kings tonight, I didn't know how that was going to go for them, but you see where they still have their flaws and where some of their really good players are as well.
Well, next up for the Sacramento Kings, Sunday night, Luka and the Lakers come to Sacramento. No LeBron James in that game. Luka Doncic started the season with a 43-point game in a loss to the Golden State Warriors. Well, tonight, the Lakers were taking on the Minnesota T-Wolves. They were taking on Minnesota tonight. And his stat line was outrageous. 49 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists in 35 minutes, 14 of 23 shooting, 5 of 12 from 3. He took 19 free throws. Minnesota took 21 as a team, 16 of 19 at the line. Luka with 49 points.
Insane.
What do you think of skinny Luka? What?
Skinny Luka.
I mean, he's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't look skinny.
I mean, okay.
But okay, in shape Luka.
My God, we're doing a show. I'm just having fun. I'm not saying like he's literally super skinny. I'm just, he's the lighter version of Luka.
Ozempic?
Yeah, okay. That's way better.
I'm kidding. He's incredible. Who were they playing the other night?
The Warriors. And then tonight they beat Minnesota 128-110. So LA now is 1-1 on the season.
Yeah. So just watching them play, he can do everything.
Yeah.
And I know his conditioning is still not necessarily there, but he's also asked to do everything when he's out there on the floor. What?
The Lakers shot just under 60% in this game. 59%. They were 12 of 29 from 3, 26 of 32 at the free throw line. Luka had 49. You had Rui Hachimura with 23, and then Austin Reeves at 25 points and 11 assists.
Damn.
We also get the return of Jake LaRavia. That scumbag.
You're such
Wearing a Lakers jersey because they pay him a few extra bucks.
Oh, have fun with that. Turning to
gonna-
the dark side.
It's going to be a great crowd. I think the Lakers are beatable.
They absolutely are. They absolutely are. Luka Doncic is just such a difficult player to stop. And then when you do look at the others, is Austin Reeves going to try and feast because he feels like this defense, the Kings defense has, its openings, its flaws. It doesn't have a lot of size or rim protection. Like, he's crafty. He can get in there and get to the paint. And then is Rui just going to have another efficient night? I mean, look at this night, 10 of 13 from the field.
And who do you throw on Luka to start this game? Oof. I don't know.
Well, so in preseason, it was Neek that Doug threw on Luka.
Yeah, which was great. I actually
Loved
thought
it.
Neek did a pretty good job on Luka.
Totally with you.
And I mean, you know what I mean. Luka still got his, and I think Luka's going to get his this year. If the first 2 games are any indication, it's like holy shit! Like this guy is going to have the ball in his hands a lot. LeBron's not there. LeBron constantly. I know I didn't see the game tonight, but I'm sorry. The shot we played on the post game, I'm like, is he happy right now? Like he's just sitting there. Like Luka's got 49. Did he celebrate tonight? I hope so.
I'm sure. I think he was happy for him.
Also, bad showing by Minnesota. I mean, come on. You get absolutely torched in this one today, 128 to 110.
Yeah.
My goodness.
What did Ant do? A 31?
Yeah, they didn't defend.
Okay.
You know, when you don't defend, good luck. I mean, the team shoots nearly 60%.
Yeah,
but
shit.
that's going to be a tough one for Sacramento on Sunday, but it's also a winnable game. The Warriors, after that game against Denver, how fun was that?
That was a lot of fun.
Steph was ridiculous. They played Portland.
Insane.
They played the Blazers tonight. Blazers clapped that ass by 20.
Whoa.
Portland put 139 on the board. It was 139, 119. Al Horford did not play in this game because it was the second half of back-to-back, so they started quitting post. Steph Curry, 35 points.
How?
35
How?
points. But look at this number. Defensively, not good. 54% shooting for Portland, 16 of 34 from downtown, 139 points, led by Denny Abdia, who had 26 points. Jeremy Grant had 22 points in 28 minutes off the bench as the Blazers won with their new interim coach for now, Tiago Splitter.
Tiago Splitter.
Morgan, what a time in the NBA right now.
So
and I
weird.
got to be honest, like, I get so wrapped up in watching games that, like, I don't feel like I pause enough to just think about it's like some of the headlines that are happening in the league.
I know.
Like, you have a team in the Clippers being investigating for potentially circumventing the cap for Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
Terry Rozier for gambling and like taking himself out of a game and telling his friend. Damon Jones, who was not an official coach with the Lakers, but around the Lakers and working with LeBron, and then telling a buddy like, "Hey, he's not playing against the Bucks." And then Chauncey Billups playing in some crazy ass mob-tied, rigged poker game. In addition, there's at least some sort of evidence that he potentially told a friend that they were tanking and down the stretch of the season, and that information got to someone. Obviously, this is going to play out, and it's until proven guilty, blah, 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 blah. But just a crazy time for the league, and it just doesn't get helped. Like last game, we were watching the Suns play the Kings. LaVine clearly makes a three. It's ruled a 2. They don't even review it, and then they come out after and go, "Hey, it was actually a 3." Well, what was the spread in the game? 3.5. And it's a tough time for the league right now with all of this stuff happening, especially when the product has been so good.
No, it's, and I don't know. I always say like everything starts at the top, right? When it comes to like leadership and like how you go about things. And I feel like over the years, they've done a pretty good job of being like, we're going to crack down on, you know, people, what they do. But then on the other hand, it's taking all this money from all these gambling sites and all that they are endorsing.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, look, we've done that on our podcast before. Like last year, we had some gambling sponsors, and we were approached. Actually, it was funny. It was literally days before the story broke, and we're like, "Yeah, let's not just do it right now." And it's look, responsibly gambling. I have no problem with people who do it. I'm not like saying I'm like an anti-gambling guy,
Yeah.
but what I would say, my personal belief of it right now, I'm like, holy shit, is it super accessible?
Yeah.
And there's kids doing it. There's a lot of
Yes.
people who are betting like random shit. Like, hey, let me hit the under on this random ass player.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I don't know if this is good for society. And now you're in a situation where like NBA player potentially telling his buddy, "I'm taking myself out of the game and
Awful.
bet the under." Like, that's crazy.
just have like, I don't know, love and respect for the game.
Yeah.
And I know that can sound so cliche, but growing up around basketball, it's truly just this beautiful art form. And I would never want to screw anything up. I've never in my life, have wanted to gamble or do anything. Like, I'll never forget when I had a cousin at a wedding. He won like thousands of dollars on like blackjack or something, whatever.
Okay.
And so he gave all of us $100. I was like, oh, so I can keep this. And he's like, no, you have to have fun and go gamble it on like roulette or something. And I was like, I'm such a budget person. I just wanted to put it in my savings. Like, didn't have a lot of money, wanted my $100 bill. Did roulette and like lost it. And that was 10 years ago. And I never that's just so disgusting to me. So my whole point though, to all of this is just like, when I look at like gambling as a whole and just like putting it with basketball, it's like doing it responsibly is one thing, but then doing it how like these players and coaches got involved, it's so sad
It's crazy.
and disgusting.
Yeah, and
to
it's
me.
not. I mean, who knows how it's all going to play out, and in the justice system and all that, because like it is crazy when you start hearing about mob ties. Or Jesus, this shit is deep. It's crazy, and then people get into debt and they do some crazy things when they're in debt. But the whole point, Portland playing their first game without Chauncey Billups, they won by 20. And I mean, what a response by them after what literally has to be a very emotional and like
weird.
I mean, I think about the last time a coach had something crazy happen right before the season. It was Ime Udoka, getting suspended at first by the Celtics, right? And eventually let go, and then Missoula took over. And you're like, dude, good luck. And now it's like Missoula's regarded as like one of the better coaches in the league. He's like a lunatic.
Yep.
It's so fun. But yeah, Portland showing up with a big win today.
Wow.
Houston, watched them on opening night against OKC in that crazy game.
Mm-hmm.
They're now 0-2. 0-2 after losing to the Pistons tonight. 115-111. The Thompson brothers going head-to-head. Amen Thompson with just 10 points in this game. Durant had 37. 16 of 18 at the free throw line. God, some of these players are getting so many free throws early in the season. Şengün had 17 in the loss. There's Cade Cunningham with 21. Sar Thompson with 19 for the Pistons. Early thoughts on the Rockets. I'm just anti-point guard by committee. And I think they're obviously talented.
Yeah.
Amen Thompson could be a really good player. But even that game against OKC, I'm like, down the stretch, it was like he was ignoring that he had Kevin Durant on his team. And you were just, and then there were times where, once he was out, when he left the game with the cramps or whatever he's dealing with, Reed Shepherd's, and you're like, this guy's not ready at all. The Van Vliet injury was so significant. They haven't replaced him yet. And this point guard by committee thing to me is not going to work.
Why do you think Kevin Durant was on a podcast talking about Russell Westbrook at one point being like, man, this guy should be in the league? And I'm not acting like he was specifically saying like here in Houston, but I'm sure there's some underlining things to it, because I'm with you. I don't think every team necessarily has a roster where it's like, you need a true point guard. Like we heard that narrative for Phoenix for so long when it came to Devin Booker. I know, but I still think.
But that was the problem with Durant, Beal, and Booker. It's like, who's the point guard?
I think it depends on on who's on the roster. And so like, I'm with you though. Ultimately, when you do look around the league and you have a point guard that can be in this role, be in this position where they are a floor manager, can manage things, even if they're not a score first, and they can still, defend or whatever it is. But it's about managing the floor well, and that's what a point guard has always done.
So, I mean, Houston will still be good, and they still have time to kind of address that. And so we'll see how that one plays out. Morgan?
What?
Dallas is 0-2. It's one thing to lose and get clapped by San Antonio.
Whoa.
Tonight, shout out to the young, the pesky. I kind of dig these guys, the Washington Wizards. They have this super young team, and then they have vets with them. The vets are going to expire at some point. Their contracts are going to expire. That's not bad. They're not expiring. Keyshawn George tonight, the second-year player who's got length, good size, dropped 34 points. He had 11 rebounds, a couple of steals, 11 of 15 shooting, rained down 7 of 9 from 3, and the Wizards beat the Mavs tonight 117-107. Cooper Flagg, the number 1 pick, 18 points. He had 5 turnovers in 35 minutes of action. Anthony Davis led the way with 27 points and 13 rebounds. But how about the Wizards?
Interesting. I'll have to watch a game soon. I want to know how that's what it looks like.
It's amazing.
Well, I mean, it looks good there.
I know. I love doing the thing where we haven't seen the game yet, but we talk about it.
It does intrigue
Yeah.
me and always makes me want to go, ooh, and it's like, no, there's going to be so many games on tomorrow. Just watch some games when you have time.
Spurs are 2-0 now. They beat the Pelicans in overtime tonight. It was 120 to 116 San Antonio. Victor Wembanyama, 29 points. Oh my God. I'm seeing this for the first time. You're going to die.
Okay.
29 points, 11 rebounds, 9 blocks. He almost had a triple-double with blocks tonight. Your first impression of Victor Wembanyama this year after seeing what he did against Dallas?
I don't think you can actually put it into words because I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. That's actually, okay, how about you can put it into words, but you can't compare it to anything.
Yeah.
We've never have ever seen anything like this. A player that size that has the skill set that he has on both sides of the basketball floor. Cheat code is the best way to describe him. Like it feels like if you are playing a video game and it's like, what?
Yeah.
How did someone get this cheat code and can just dominate and rule the world? Obviously, still a team sport, so you got to have everyone else. Like it all has to make sense if you want to win a championship and everything. But man, he is must watch. He's so fun to watch.
Spurs found a way to win this game despite the fact that Victor fouled out 1 minute into the overtime session. He only played 32 minutes in this game, but they get the win. Devin Vassell led that group besides Victor with 23 points in the game. Luke Cornett,
Damn.
14 points, 12 rebounds. What do you think about the nickname of Cornett Wembanyama?
Cornett had 9 offensive rebounds.
Oh
by the
my
way.
God.
Yeah.
God, what a shrewd pickup by San Antonio. The nickname of Cornett.
French vanilla.
French vanilla is great. I like French vanilla.
That's funny. And I love French vanilla ice cream.
Zion Williamson, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists.
Damn.
Zion looking great, by the way.
Yeah.
He just looks awesome. I actually was talking to Alvin Gentry before the game.
Oh, yeah?
We were talking about Zion. I don't think he's been this light since what, high school? Like, it's crazy.
That is good for him, though.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So Spurs look really, really good, and they still don't have De'Aaron Fox back. So that's going to be really fascinating to see how that one plays out. The Hawks got the win tonight over Orlando, 111-107. Okay. Scanning the box or anything intriguing. Nikhil Alexander Walker
Trae
with
Young.
19. Trae Young with 25 points. All right. Hawks had that bad loss on opening night. I was like, what the hell just happened? Oh, look at my. What when I watched Miami in the preseason, what did I tell you?
I mean, you say a lot of shit, dude.
I said Miami's gonna be better than people realize because they.
What a strong statement.
Okay. Miami had that post Jimmy Butler hangover last year. It was their vibes at the end of last year were similar to Kings vibes, and they made it a little further, but it just wasn't great. You didn't feel like it was Miami. It's like they lost their identity. Well, they changed shit up this year.
Oh.
They decide that during training camp when they were playing with a 16-second shot clock. They were going to play fast. They're going to get the ball up and down the floor. You got Jovic now in the fold. He's got good size, can manage the point off the bench. He can handle the ball. Well, tonight they absolutely clobber Memphis, 146-114.
Wow.
Bam! Adebayo with 24 points. Khalil, the King should have drafted him. Where had 19 points and 9 rebounds in the starting lineup. Davion Mitchell got the start too. Jovic, by the way, 20 points in 27 minutes. How about those pesky Miami Heat, Morgan?
I mean, that's a pretty wild score. They
Played
dominated.
A tight one against Orlando in the opener and then dominate Memphis tonight.
No,
on
it's
the road.
impressive. Again, would have to see it though, Deuce. Going off a box score.
That's what makes it fun.
Oh shit.
Phoenix, who beat the Kings opening night, they allowed 70-plus points in the first half to the Clippers. Yeah.
Really?
And then the Clippers just kept going. Clippers absolutely dominated them tonight, 129-102. Another reason why that loss to the Suns is just so stinky for Sacramento is because I just don't think the Suns are that good.
Stinky.
They're just not that good.
No,
You know?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
And I feel like all the Kings players truly felt that to their core, though.
Yeah.
Of like, yeah, when you lose the game after you have that type of lead and that type of like command, it's just tough.
Tomorrow's games, 5 games on the NBA schedule. We get Chicago, Orlando,
Okay.
OKC, Atlanta,
Okay.
Charlotte, Philly. Charlotte, sneaky
I
fun.
want to
And
see that.
Charlotte's offense is just explosive and fun again. It reminds me of a few years back when they were like, going crazy. The Sixers,
Yeah.
BJ Edgecombe.
Oh, yeah.
He has. I just look at him, and when he has an opening night like he had, 33 points was it? Something like
Over
that.
30.
In your rookie debut.
Mm-hmm. And then talking after the game.
He's a pro.
Mm-hmm.
He
Like
just
how he carries
himself.
yes.
You're like, this guy's gonna be a star. I think the Sixers got a guy, and then you just think of that backcourt with him and Maxey.
So that game,
Dude.
I'll watch that one, and I really want to see Chicago and Orlando.
Okay. A little Desmond Bain playing for Orlando now. Indiana takes on Memphis, and then the nightcap is Phoenix and Denver. There you go.
Sure.
I like. You know what? I thumbs up to us for talking more NBA.
Deuce loves validation.
It was something we had talked about last year, and we're like, dude, we have to talk more NBA on the podcast too. We're in Sacramento. We're all basketball sickos. Why would we not talk about more games?
Well, I think now too, it's going to become easier and easier with just like, I don't know, having our schedule more under control, knowing that like I can actually get home and watch more basketball when I'm not watching Kings basketball. Like it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's an escape.
It's just
More
I
basketball.
love basketball.
I do too.
love
I mean,
ball.
I do sneak in some Real Housewives when it's busy, just to like, I think it's important to watch something else, to do something else, and it totally pumps me up. But man, when it's the beginning of the season, like every off season, I miss basketball, NBA basketball so much that once I get back into the season, I'm always just like,
Yeah.
okay, like got to soak it up because it goes away so fast.
I just also think that the quality of basketball right now is at such a high level.
It's so good. So
I
good.
was talking to someone about this a couple weeks ago, and he's just like, every time I watch a game, I just feel like this generation of NBA, everyone's playing hard.
Mhm.
And I'm like, yeah, I feel that way too. There was like a lull, like you remember those like Rockets team that era? It just felt like people were just. It felt like the league was experimenting. Like there's this weird transition of like, wait, we should shoot more threes. Yeah, we should too. And then like everybody's experimenting with weird shit. And now it feels like, all right, we're settling back down now.
Going back to the basics of like playing hard together as a team, picking up 94 feet. You're seeing a lot
Playing
of that
different
being a trend.
lineups,
Playing different
bigs.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Like you don't. A team is not just going to dominate because they have 3 big stars anymore. It's like, okay, you do have to have depth. You do have to have a team. You do have to be well coached. Like, I like all those things. Yes. Yes.
Well, we've got Kings practice tomorrow.
Oh, shit.
Stockton Kings Media Day too. G League's coming up.
Oh my goodness.
Busy
Yes.
times.
Oh, and I do want to say,
Oh my
because
God.
as we wear these shirts, but we were like, oh, we haven't promoted, and so many of you have already have gone to deucemo.com and gone to the merch tab, and you have purchased some Deucemo gear, and thank you so much for the support. So
Yeah. So each year we try to come out with something new. So go to deuceandmo.com, click on merch, and then click on all products. You can see everything that we have on. We got Basketball Sicko, a new design that we decided to come out with. We got t-shirts, crew necks, coffee mugs, hoodies, stickers, pins. We have the classic logos too. Different variations of the Deuce and Mo podcast. We got hats, beanies. So if you want to support the podcast in a different way, I love seeing our gear at
Kings games.
Kings games. Saw
And
a
around
few. Yeah,
town.
dude. And I see some old school stuff. We got Shut Up and Light the Beam. That was a couple of years ago. Here's the thing. We just keep it up, And yeah, so if you want to support us. Go to deucemo.com. Just know, like, don't like some of the prices. Like, look, just so you know, if you see it, like this crew neck is like $38. I understand that sounds like it's a lot. I think we make like $5 off of those. It's
no,
a company.
Deuce,
We make what?
it's like 3.
Okay. It's not really a money making thing for us. It's more like, hey, we just like making cool shit, and if you want to support, cool.
Yeah, and that's why I always wear it, because I do everything that we do make too. I order the product first to make sure that like I like how it's printed or like how it feels. So that's why I'm always wearing everything that we have.
Well, we appreciate you guys. We're going to be back live again Sunday night following Kings and Lakers. We love you guys, but we got to go.
Thank you so much for being here. Have a happy rest of your Friday or into our Saturday. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.